actor watching the Oscars, I'm reminded of something very important. And that is that if you are to be in this business, you better be doing it for the love of the game, not just for hopes of recognition. Nobody has to do this more than Black women. We have to manage expectations so bad, I will not even bring up Angela Gate. You better be doing it for the love of the game. And you have to ask yourself, why am I creating in the first place? I would assume that it's because you want to make an impact, you want to make a difference. A lot of the movies that make the most impact and the most difference do not win. Especially if you're creating within a genre that is considered an inferior form of art to the people giving out these awards. I'm talking horror, I'm talking musicals, I'm talking action, I'm talking anything superhero. I know I just said musicals and Amelia Perez won a lot, but there's also Wicked. That's a whole nother video. It was that and then Wicked. If you operate in those spaces, do not expect to be recognized. You got to do it for the love of the game. You got to do it because you love it. You got to do it because you want to make an impact. I find it funny that a lot of actors that are considered iconic, the things that they got their Oscars or sometimes first Oscars for, were not the roles that made them iconic. What did Leonardo DiCaprio win his Oscar for again? I can't remember the name of the movie. Oppenheimer was a good movie, but for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the character that Robert Downey Jr. played that got him Best Supporting. Like, that's fucking Iron Man. In 10, 15 years, I guarantee you, nobody off the street is going to be able to tell you what Robert Downey Jr. won his first Oscar for. But they'll be able to tell you he's Iron Man, though. Actually, that would probably be the answer to the question. If you ask them, hey, what did Robert Downey Jr. win his first Oscar for? They would probably be like, well, one of the movies where he played Iron Man. And you'd have to tell them, no, that's wrong. And they would be like, what? No. It's not a matter of whether him playing Iron Man was Oscar worthy or not. It's just showing that what can make somebody iconic is not always the thing that is traditionally recognized. Just focus on making an impact. Focus on the art. I said, or I joked in a video a bit ago that like my goal is not to win an Oscar, it's to be in a movie that is scored by Hans Zimmer. I like action and sci-fi, and that's the realm in which I have worked and want to work. Those don't get the big awards, no. As opposed to, I want to be in a movie that is scored by Hans Zimmer because of the art of it. I appreciate his work. I love his work. I have been hearing his work since I came into this world. The way he tells stories with music is just fucking mind-blowing. Like, I feel like that's a goal, however lofty, that is attached to the love of the game. The love of the game and the love of what you do is something that can never be taken away from you or withheld from you. It's your own. Unlike awards. I'm not saying you should never even hope for an Oscar. If you get an Oscar, it doesn't mean anything. How the Academy thinks of your work, especially if they would consider it an inferior form of art, how does that even measure up to the impact that your project may have made on society? In the grand scheme of things, are you doing this to make an impact, or are you doing this to win the little gold statue? Focus on the impact.